Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and to all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this another brand new day where I'm editing on my PS4. And now that I've had the, oh, it's right over here too, because I was prepared. Now that I've had a beding, I need to turn off the bedinger, which of course is just my Bluetooth speaker.
Power off.
That I use when I want to have external sound from my consoles. Yay! And of course, here's my shirt with a big old hole in it. Yay on that too. I needed a shirt real quick, and I hadn't thrown this one away yet because I don't have many shirts. Yay for being shabby. Also, check this out. This is like a spotlight. It's the surface of the sun. Now what I've done, this is still really like super bright right here. I turned off this little light down here so that it's not on right now. I'm going to turn it on later and such. Fat rolls. I'm going to turn it on later and, you know, when it's necessary, but not right now. So the lighting is different, and this is like just one big block of white from my head into the wall that I can see on my camera. So if I had that on, might be differentiating. I don't know. But of course, this is just going to be the spotlight because I have things written down on here. There's not a whole lot, but the things that happen. Well, I'm just going to run through the list because first off, really irritating. I use a word processor called Rough Draft, and the guy that made it was writing it because he was an author and he couldn't find a word processor that did what he wanted, and so he created Rough Draft, but he stopped working on it in like 2013, so it's really, really old. And yay. And just yesterday, tapping the open document button, it doesn't work. No open document dialog comes up. So I'd say I need to reinstall if I can find a reinstall. It's a great word processor for all that it's ancient. I mean, you don't need a whole lot when you're working with word processors. What is it, like George R.R. Martin, the guy who does all the whatever the hell that thing is, that was the big popular show for a long time on TV with dragons and things, A Song of Fire and Ice, something like that, yeah, where he like uses a DOS word program that's like 30 or more years old. A lot of people do stuff like that, so thumbs up. Also, let's see, I'm going to mark things off on here. I got really depressed yesterday. I made a post about it, but I'm gonna talk about it now. This is the USB stick that I use to transfer files from my Xbox to my computer. I don't need to do that anymore because my Xbox broke. It is dead. My year 2023 has sucked. I had had some issues with it that a power cycle had fixed. And then it worked because I was playing Dead Island during that entire time. And then it wouldn't load past the green loading screen. It went Xbox One, and then the little MP4 or whatever they have to show the loading. It never went past that. As it turned out, I went through the troubleshooting thing, and it said I needed to do a factory reset. So I did a factory reset, and they do account based stuff now. So you sign into your Xbox, tell it where your email address that you have made your account with, and as soon as it verifies that that's your account, boom, you have your account on your Xbox. So I did that. It loaded up Dead Island, and then I turned it off because I was doing some other things, turned it back on, and if I'm lucky, it gets to the green loading screen. There is an error where it goes Xbox One on a black screen. I don't even get that. I just get a black screen. So my Xbox is dead on top of all of this, and I have a lot of games that I can only get to on my Xbox. So this is 2023 has not been a good year. Consoles, computers, and electronic gaming has been the thing that has allowed me to hold myself together. For me, life has been nothing but pain. I mean, yes, there have been joys, there have been pleasures, there have been wonders. But primarily, as the speck of the universe looking out at the universe, my life has been pain. What I have clung to has been electronic gaming. From the very beginning, I was pumping quarters into the arcade machines that they stuck in shops. When they made arcade halls where they put them all together, I was there. When they came out with the VIC-20 when I was in the Air Force, I bought a VIC-20, 4 kilobytes of RAM. That's nothing. 2 of that was available for the user. Then I got a Commodore 64. Spread up, stayed with the Commodore system. They had a system that was a Commodore 128, twice as much Commodore 64. From there, I got an Amiga. From the Amiga, I got an IBM. I got myself a Microsoft laptop and my dead computer over there. In the mid-90s, I bought a PlayStation 1. And then later on in life, after I got married with my wife, she bought me a PlayStation 2 and an original Xbox. Then on my own, I got a 360. Then on my own, I got the Xbox One. On my own, I got a PS3. Then I got the PS4 that I'm recording on right now. Electronic gaming, consoles, all these things have been an essential part of my hanging on in a world and life of pain. Which has really sucked that I can't get involved with the current generation. PS4, PS5, the Xbox Series X, the next one up, I can't get that. I can't afford it. I can't afford to eat a full month. The fact that my Xbox broke, I'm not going to be able to replace that. I can't afford to get my computer fixed. My life is getting smaller and smaller, not by my choice. I've been fighting severe depression ever since that actually happened. I tried playing some 96 Quest last night. I weighed 2,000 pounds and could barely move. I could not play anything. So, checking the rest of my list, let's see what we have here. Here's also, I'm going to talk about my right arm now. Because you may have noticed, I'm just waving it around in the air like I just don't care. This morning, weighs like 5 pounds more than this arm. That's not bad. There are tiny, tiny springs pulling it back and all this. I mean, they're not actual springs and I can reach out. It's just, it feels like my hand still wants to go like this, but not as much. I can fight it easily. It is, I would say, on the pain scale of 0 to 10, about a 3. A 3 is easy to ignore. This is background noise now. I mean, I gotta be careful. The only reason that it is background noise is because I have not been doing anything to irritate it. I sleep in the one position with a pillow up so it doesn't get irritated. I do specific things, like I've got a specific thing set up in my chair so that I can actually sit here. If I sit in a normal chair, there is electrical fire in those tendons, and then those tendons just tighten up, and that aggravates the whole muscle down. I can feel things happening back here, but it's a 3 or less. I can feel the nerve, but all I can do is feel it. The muscles here are still cramped and tight, but a lot less than they have been. I have been trying my damnedest not to irritate this nerve and muscle and neck thing. So yeah, right now my symptoms are down because I have been doing things that don't make the symptoms worse. That's handy. I mean, right now, the way I've been using it, it's gotten up to, like, it's edging its way up to a 4, but that's life. I mean, I've been using it a lot and stretching it out and doing, things like this to make sure that hey, look at how my arm works. So I'm glad that it works, but I'm still doing the things that make sure it doesn't work. When I need to carry things, I use my walker to carry things. When I don't need to carry things, I just go walking without it. When I'm picking things up, if it's heavy, this arm. Which, another thing I had written down, I have always been ambidextrous. Before in my life, I didn't really worry or carry about it, so I was like 70% right-handed, 30% left-handed, I'd say, and just enough for if somebody tossed something to me, I never knew which hand I was going to use to grab it until it happened. When my hand became paralyzed because I severed my radial nerve, this arm it went from 70% right-handed, 30% left to 70% left-handed, 30% right. I can do everything with my left hand that I can do with my right hand except write quickly or sign my name. And ever since this has happened, well, after I severed my nerve, it got good, but it's been slowly going like this, with the function on my right coming back, the function on my left goes away. Ever since this, it went wham, back up like this again, and now I've been just primarily left-handed. I reach for things, I just do stuff with my left, and boy, I thought I'd mention that, along with, oh boy, weight gain with gabapentin. Oh, I was at 190 not that long ago, just like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I didn't like that I can use my right hand and my right arm like this. It's good. But I was at 190. I'm at 210. I've gained 20 pounds. If you go to the store and you go through the cat and dog food aisle and you find one of those, go to the cat dirt section. Find one of those containers that's 20 pounds and pick it up. Those are frickin' heavy. I've added one of that to my body. And I barely eat. Oh my gosh. My left leg, when I wake up, it is swollen. Before gabapentin, it would be the same size as my right. Thin, not swollen. Now my right leg is starting to get swollen. I do not like the bad side effects of gabapentin. I like how it's helped with the nerve pain, but I do not like the weight gain and the peripheral edema. My hands have been doing okay. I mean, this hand doesn't, I mean, it still feels swollen, just, it doesn't feel like it's like the size of a catcher's mitt right now, and that's good. But also, I thought I would mention spiders, because there have been a lot of spiders everywhere. I mentioned the spider that was there yesterday. When during therapy, it vanished, so I don't know where it went. And then this morning, when I had my Godzilla eating gnomes statue thing here, there was a spider on a web, just a little tiny spider on a web. But I needed to move that thing, so I moved it. The spider clung to the side of the bookcase, and I got a little thing, and I carefully scooped up the spider because I didn't want it getting hurt, and I took it out into the hallway, and I put the envelope down in the corner so that the spider can get off of the envelope and be happy and safe. So thumbs up on that. And there have been spiders outside, and of course, I mean, it's spider season. I like baby things, even baby spiders. So what can I say? I like to save baby spiders, which I talked with my therapist. Up until like 3 years ago, I have been horrifically just arachnophobic, terrified of spiders. I always thought they had a terrifying and alien beauty, which I still do. They are very fascinating creatures, but I was horrified and terrified by them. And now I pick them up so I can move them. How? I don't know. What else do I have on here? Oh yes, my therapist. Yesterday when I was in therapy, started at 9 o'clock and went to 10. We talked about how getting that referral into the VA housing system was good, and that they'd usually call early. I discovered that yesterday they called while I was having my therapy session. Now they're supposed to call back 2 or 3 times. So hopefully they're going to do that. I have the phone here and waiting. I also, because they left a fairly detailed message with a phone number, I called up the phone number, and oh my god, the menu systems are horrifying. I got hold of somebody, left a message on their answering machine. Was it the right person? I have no ideas. Will I get a call back? Hopefully I get a call back from the VA housing stuff. These are the people that I need to talk to. So while generally the intake thing online was frustrating and I did not have a good time, I mean, they said we would send you some links to some local resources in your area, and the links they sent me were not to local resources for my area. They were just sort of a national overview that you can like, hey, here's how to find housing. So, yay. But getting into the VA housing system, that'll be good. They're supposed to be calling. Hopefully they call back today. Thumbs up for that. Past that, checking on my list there, the whole 96 thing and such, with that thing breaking and just destroying my life. It's not destroyed my life. It's just really gotten me depressed. There's not a whole lot on my list. I have tried to be as creative as possible. I have thought about so much stuff that I don't even... I can't remember it at the time to talk about it, but it's various parts of, the various lore. I mean, last night, I can finally think, just before going to bed, was once again just keeping straight in my head all of the energies. Because there are various energies in my setting that pour out onto the earth, where we live on the outside. Of course, the energy of the inside comes... The island of the inside that I write about has a circumference of 11 million kilometers. No, a radius of 11 million kilometers, which is a circumference side to side of 22 million kilometers. That's a pretty big circle that goes around. I have no ideas how to figure that out. All of the energy comes racing inward toward the middle of the island. It's raining down and condensing out as it gets there. It's only about 1% of the energy is left when it finally hits the center. But you've got that entire outside radius rushing into the center. What is only 1% of an intensely gigantic amount? It's a lot. And that energy goes bursting into the razor's edge, where it begins the down conversion process, and it condenses and fills the razor's edge with the inside energy. Also, as a side effect of the conversion, there is also more of that static energy that gets produced in the whole between universes. This down converted energy pours outward into the outside, where we are with a small bit of that condensed inside and static energy that gathers around the large doors that the energy pours out of. In this case, Brookerton, South Carolina, where I talk about. There is also, as I've mentioned, that static energy on the razor's edge that is formed by the two universes that bounce and rub against each other, and this static energy forms its own universe. This is the leakage that is destroying the inside and the outside. When I say destroying, I just mean entropy. There is always entropy, and there is loss through everything. These two things, when they rub it together and they create this stuff, it is a loss, net loss of energy. But it is still going to take so much time that I mentioned before that when you are from the viewpoint of one of the cosmic horrors, it's like inflation, 2, 3, growth, 5, 6, maturity, 7, 8, withering, 9, 10, gone. It's that long for a universe to be born and die. This particular universe is in the 40 millions, and it's just started. We're less than 1/4% through just this one particular phase of this universe's existence. It's going to be around a very long time. But with this energy that's there, of course, there is all of this creative energy from the inside and all of that creative energy from the razor's edge. So the razor's edge, yeah, it is a terrifying place. It is a place for adrenaline junkies and thrill seekers. There is always something happening because you are on the bleeding edge of an I've forgotten the word, but it's a gigantic, untamable, eternal frontier. You can't tame it. Now, on the outside where we are with this energy that comes out, there is also every 15 billion year cycle where our sun flashes and renews itself and the accretion disk is recreated with new things that creates new planets. Upon the very first point of stability of our planet, wherever it happens to be, there is a one-way door that opens from the inside. This door pours out cryptid energy. And these doors, more than one, continue to pour out energy until life appears. And then, while life is here, and continues to pour that energy for 1 billion years after our life is gone. If it was water, our world would be buried underneath an ocean that is 150 meters higher than the very highest point on the planet. Our world, it pulses with the beat of a cryptid heart. There is so much more of the cryptid energy than any other, and yet only 2% of the population and less can actually access this energy. End of open up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank 24. How many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours? The spotlight is off. I'm 23 minutes in. We have Jesse Koskinen. Thank you so very much. There is Jan. Well, yeah, it was a good run. Sir Fluffy the Great 420. If I had a smartphone, all I have is I can't even find it at the moment, but it's a flip phone. We have JAYY, thumbs up, and thank you, Bazinga. Thank you very much. Armadildo, greatly appreciated. Doobie Holden, thumbs up. Chris, greatly appreciated. Floramew, it never ends. It just never ends. And one day I'm going to talk about more of the utilitarian mindset, because I've discovered as much as I complain about utilitarianism, when I compare my actual life philosophies with utilitarianism, they match up about 98%. I think it's that 2% of utilitarianism that really bugs me. We have Lopsided Lollipop, thank you very, very much. Rock Vanilla, thumbs up and thank you. There is Mal, thumbs up and thank you. I'm trying to just ignore the numbers after all usernames now. Adonis Rivera, thumbs up and thanks to Fnordathoth. Oh, Fnord. Is that because of Fnord? We have Jim Dill, thumbs up and thank you. Doxy, greatly appreciated. There is Made in Canada, greatly appreciated. And GCIO China, thumbs up. Kryptonite, greatly appreciated. Gareth Sloan, thumbs up and thank you. Savage Henry, greatly appreciated. 77 Arcturus. Oh my god, I've always thought they were just amazing creatures. I've just always been terrified of them at the same time. Not anymore. Jared TG, greatly appreciated. I am sorry. There is Alex Bindi, thumbs up, and Wrath of Melba, greatly appreciated. Always good to see you there, RJ. David M, thumbs up and thank you. And that is it. Greatly appreciated, each and every one of you. So, son of a God, get that spotlight off my face. So I am going to do the best I can. I'm going to wait for my phone calls and do what I can. Hopefully they call today. I am going to just survive and try to fight the depression. I'm going to continue to try and not do things that irritate my nerve and muscles. So thumbs up on that. Hopefully you can get done the things that you would like to get done. If you can't, do not beat yourself up. There's no point in it. It's just not going to help you do it better next time. You're just going to beat yourself up again. So no need, please don't. But until we do meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and quite frankly, I do think that is a very good thing. Now I gotta turn the controller on. One day I'm going to... I hit the cross. It's not an X button. Sony will tell you it's a cross, not an X. So, yeah. I will see you on the flip side.